Hello, and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. Today we'll be discussing Ripple and XRP along with the rest of the cryptocurrency and financial markets. So, without further ado, let's get started. And this tweet shall serve as our jumping off point. This is a watershed moment for crypto and its widespread adoption, I recently tweeted. The current market is not the time to be fumbling with bags like XRP, for example. The digital age is the future. That is without a doubt the case. There has been a significant shift. Try to see the forest for the trees. Additionally, I feel compelled to comment on the fact that many people seem to be dissatisfied with pricing action. But I want you to know that investor morale is rock bottom during a down market. I also want you to know how insignificant a part of the population you really are. When we consult Google Trends and a trusted advisor of mine, the almighty, oh, by the way, this is a fantastic person you should be following on Twitter. Cryptocurrencies are the focus of this time series analysis because of their increasing popularity. Not that anyone cares about what you observe. That's the time to take action, for sure. I'm crossing my fingers that this huge chance isn't lost on you. Fear of missing out will soon reach epic proportions. Even if it is just advertising, the crypto craze has ended. They couldn't care less. Check this out. At this time, we are descending. We have reached depths not seen since 2018. A new peak. 19. Concern about fundamental liberty now. Here are the benefits. By stating, we are the cryptus, and we are currently dead. They couldn't care less. Also, XRP. Consider XRP. It's from 2014, so it's a bit dated. President, it is common knowledge that XRP did not exist in 2004. However, if we rewind all the way to 2017 itself, the 2017 to 2018 record high is listed below. Right? Large increase. With the litigation news in July, we were already quite near to that point. Take a look at how far we've come. We may as well be drowned at this point. There is zero interest in XRP. Right now, nobody gives a hoot about cryptography. Furthermore, the financial and cryptographic worlds are at a pivotal juncture. Look at the BRICS countries, for crying out loud. Reserves in US dollars fell below 60% of the total. The US dollar is beginning to lose its position as the world's de facto oil currency. When adjusted for purchasing power parity, the BRICS GDP that we contribute to is 37% of the international business community. Moreover, a whopping 21 nations have confirmed reached an agreement to stop using the US dollar by the year 2023. Exactly like major news, this is a huge deal. And hear this, right now it's time for a new reserve currency to rise, and I've already predicted that the BRICS will replace the US dollar. Please hear me out on this. This is about so much more than a new reserve currency. The rise of the BRIC countries and the recent events surrounding the US currency in the American economy are examples of wholly new financial systems. It looks like the sky is falling, you know. And the financial sector is doomed. I hope everyone realizes they brought this on themselves. This is an act of subversion against the established order. Everything that has happened so far was planned in order to pave the way for the new financial system that these 21 major countries choosing to abandon the US dollar will usher in. Not only are there 11 members of the BRICS alliance, but there are also 10 members of the Asian group. In conclusion, 21 nations have committed to replacing the US currency in international trade by 2023. Many of these regions are also mentioned in the footnotes. For example, the Asian bloc has 10 countries. Many of these establishments have a strong emphasis on blockchain technology, cryptocurrency, and even XRP. Brazil is the obvious frontrunner, but there are a lot of other strong contenders, including, for instance, Egypt. We are well aware that Egypt is a major actor in Ripple. Like I indicated, the UAE is a huge area where waves might be expected. We've covered all the big stuff, like the ties between Saudi Arabia and South Africa and China, and South Africa and China. Singapore is clearly visible. Singapore, a major player, Thailand, a major player, and even the Philippines are among these 10 new countries. All of these countries are working aggressively to join the BRICS. It's common knowledge that the BRICS are cooperating with the G20. By 2025's close, the G20 will have mandated worldwide crypto laws. Their strategy is well known to us. This is why I believe we have arrived at a critical juncture. One in which failure is imminent if you continue to fumble with your baggage now. The level of interest is quite low. No one gives a hoot about cryptography. Do you overhear coworkers discussing cryptography? Do you have friends and family members that often ask you, "Hey, where can I get some Bitcoin? Where can I get this item?" False, because cryptography is currently irrelevant. There's no hope for crypto in their eyes. Soon it will wake up, and when it does, it will wake up in a huge way. And don't forget anything we've seen recently that's been discussing a pivotal moment. Take Ripple, one of the largest crypto firms, as an example of a worldwide corporation that is beginning to collaborate with the cryptocurrency industry. The introduction of XRP to worldwide institutions and the streamlining of crypto adoption. The recent addition of Ripple to the BIS Cross-Border Payments Task Committee is something we have discussed at length. However, keep in mind that the focus at the moment is on facilitating speedy international wire transfers and ushering in the digital age of money. Remember, Quant, these are two large crypto-based enterprises interested in working with the BIS and the Bank of England on Project Rosalind, which centers on API plug-and-play CBDCs, private-public sector partnership. In other words, now is the time to pay attention, as doing otherwise will result in lost opportunities. That's all there is to it. Right? The effect of the ISDA alliance has been felt recently. Another crucial aspect to consider. It's important to keep in mind that the Internet of Value is becoming a reality thanks to projects like Ripple, which allow global financial institutions, businesses, governments, and developers to move members and tokens value, thereby unlocking greater economic opportunity. We are at a tipping point when 76% of global financial leaders are considering blockchain technology as a means of fostering innovation in their businesses over the next 3 years. We also know that MasterCard has been working with Ripple since August 17, CBDCs, Faith in the Future of Money. Even IDEMIA is participating, something we've discussed many times before, but which is actually taking place right now. This is the point of no return. All of the key CBDC experiments are also visible in the environment. You've got England that there are ripples working with Hong Kong on their CBD, and CBD is common knowledge in Brazil, Australia, the US, and Hong Kong. Example uses. It's common knowledge that Ripple has deep roots in Brazil. Australia is most certainly cooperating with Madeira, as they are well known to us. We know that England is collaborating with Quant on APIs for facilitating retail CBDC payments. We also know that the Bank of England has been collaborating with Ripple for what seems like an eternity. We also know that Ripple and Quant have been working on the Digital Pound Foundation, a research group, as recently as very recently. Repeat the digital pound and send it out. Things are changing rapidly as we take a closer look. More lately, we've noticed something similar from ISO 2002. In that case, the second option is that we do it in November. Avoid using the improved data until November 2023 because of this sudden shift. First and foremost, let's look at market mood, which is expressed in this quote tweet and this one. The universally agreed upon date for the implementation of improved data is November 2023. This is supported by the market infrastructure quick and cash banks since it eliminates the need for extra data handling and complexity throughout the payment chain. At the very bottom, a quick quote would appear. Quick communication demonstrates the technological preparedness for transmission and reception of ISO 22 begin in March. Until November of 2023, you can put off using upgraded data. Additionally, over in your hemisphere, SEPA 2.0 is fully operational, and the migration to the new format specifications has begun. The first step is to adopt consistent practices. However, in November of 2023, things will alter drastically. Is this a date we may anticipate a price increase for XRP? Don't forget to consider the market behavior on these dates. There will be no price movement on these dates. These are upcoming milestones in terms of both standards and the transformation now underway within the actual, established system we currently employ. 1 November 2023. Time is running out, drawing attention from all over the world. The industry will feel a shock wave, the currency barrier will collapse, and here, in November 22nd, you have the complete, in-depth picture. There is a lot of interest in the ISO 222 data standard, which SEPA will be migrating to in 3 years. Additionally, over here you have what the schedule is for the adoption of the ISO 22 format, which will cause a shockwave throughout the industry due to the fact that the pace of adoption will be dictated in Europe by the score rules imposed by the ECB and collateral operators. Central depository institutions and operators of collateral will be impacted. Institutional clients and the entire custody chain will feel the repercussions afterward. This includes custodians who take part in central securities depositories. The month of November 2025 is the current official date for the beginning of Phase 2, and don't forget that we'll have crypto rules in place by the year's end 2025. No worries here either. The deadline for businesses using FAST for trade finance transactions is coming up in November 2023. Finally, here's something else from cpg.com.d SEPA. While you guys have been able to make euro payments in the target system up until now, the currency barrier won't go into effect until November 2023. Fall. Here we are, then. Exciting stuff, this one. The transition will have an effect on banks and payment traffic in November 2023. The new ISO 2002 standard must be used for bank-to-bank transactions. You guys got it made with ISO 2002 XML delivery at a bank without any customers. The new ISO 22 XML version will be used for interbank payment transactions between these institutions beginning in November 2023. They do, however, repeat that November of 2025 is mentioned. These banks can be seen down here, as well. The new version will be adopted by the interbank payment traffic. The first critical migration to SEPA under the regulation, due in 2023, is also included. Phase 2, the guideline for the SEPA 2025 program, due out in 2023, is a crucial first step in this direction. You guys have access to the entire set of rules and a bird's-eye perspective of the history. After that, financial institutions must use ISO 22 for interbanking. The second is that standardization is evolving. Last but not least, new alternatives like the LPI are distinct and challenging to transfer to the established ISO transforms to XML standard. To ensure a smooth transition in trade financing, keep in mind that LTI is also essential. The EPC requests that by November 2023, most banking institutions will have persuaded their clientele to adopt the new ISO standard. I hope you can avoid these kind of issues by keeping in mind how rapidly society is evolving. First, we get standardization, then, we get regulations, and last, we get widespread use. Within the next few of years. Soon, all of that will shift. Interest will undoubtedly expand over the next few years, and I think that we will also see widespread adoption from the retail industry. That's going to be a huge area of interest for utility tokens as the retail sector becomes a focal point, I believe. We all know that the retail industry will blindly FOMOs into anything, so I expect to see some study being done on the retail side of things as well. However, I do believe that there are rapid shifts occurring in the area. With all the data we've shared with so many international groups, I sense a wind of change. This is a shift on a global scale. These issues with the US dollar and de-dollarization have expedited the development of our financial system. The dollar has expired. All this bluster is causing the BRICS to rise. This, I think you can all agree, is what's really putting the pedal to the metal in terms of hastening our transition to the new financial system. To hasten the transition towards the digital age of finance spearheaded by the EU, with a concentration on crypto blockchain DLT, this is being done. And you don't need me to tell you that's why we're seeing all these big efforts from the BIS, the IMF, the FSB, the ISDA, like these are organizations that make the world go round in terms of money, and we also know that finance leaders are extremely interested in blockchain, especially over the next 3 years, so it's happening. We are in the turning point around crypto and utilization of crypto. Please like and subscribe my channel. See you later, bye.